Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, boof. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, boof.
Welcome to Who Said That? 5 comedians armed with all we've got left at the moment, understanding that a plate of pigs in blankets or whatever the vegan veggie option is a viable lunch, realising that your eating habits haven't changed since you were 14. Oh, and the knowledge of each other's terrible, terrible brains. Dialing in today are Matthew Crosby.
Hello.
Ashley Blaker.
Hello.
Rajiv Karia.
Hello.
And the woman who is so busy online during lockdown that she is essentially the new Tom from MySpace. Kiri Pritchard-McLean.
Hello.
How are you, Kiri?
Yeah, I'm really good, lovely. Also, when people say I'm busy, like I have watched, like in the last 2 days, I've nearly finished the entire new series of Queer Eye. So it's not like I'm not at the coal face. I'm just doing a gig once a week. That just feels like a lot when the rest of us aren't doing anything.
Yeah. Rajiv, how old are you?
I'm 28.
So this is a ridiculous question, but were you friends with Tom?
I was friends with Tom, but I did have a friend who got a MySpace account and then immediately deleted it because she thought Tom was a predator. She was like, I got added by some guy called Tom and I've been taught to stay away from that kind of stuff. So.
It's like one of those things that you remember every now and then. Like I have it with, do you remember Encarta from school?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Whenever I think of Encarta, I always think of Encarta to the tune of Informer by Snow, the Canadian...
Encarta.
Encyclopedia.
Now.
I'm going to guess right now, knowing Matthew like I know, that Matthew didn't have any of the computer stuff. I'm guessing you had like a physical encyclopedia, did you, Crosby?
Less so encyclopedias, more sort of like I would sit and pore over the Guinness Book of World Records. I don't quite know why I found that so fascinating. Like, the distance someone could push a peanut with their nose, or the number of, coins they could put on their, do that thing with the coins. Is there a name for that? I don't think there is.
Catch.
I don't think I've even taken it on in my adult life. I don't think I've attempted to break any world records.
But the problem with the
I broke one a couple of years ago.
Did you?
What?
Yeah, I was in a conga there was 8 people. This was an old job I was at.
Okay, just to let you know, mate, if someone told you that an 8 conga broke the world record, they are lying to you.
Well, no, this is the deal. It's distance. We did 12 kilometres.
What?
Wow.
We went from Saltdean to Hove. I only did it so I could get the day off work.
Of course you went to Hove. There's no other workplace.
We tried to get on the pier. We tried to get on Brighton Pier, and some security guard, just really tired security guard, just stepped out and was like, turn it around.
Oh, God. Why is the man always stopping the best Guinness World Records from happening? Can I say I set one in lockdown?
What?
Do you know?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yes. So we did, I got like a virtual pub I'm a part of called the COVID Arms, and that's where we run our comedy night from. And we did a Guinness World Record for the biggest like digital pub lock-in thing. So we did a massive like comedy quiz, and the key is make sure that no one has attempted that record before. And it's really easy to get one.
Yeah.
Ashley, do you currently hold a world record?
I don't. I'm just very disappointed. The truth is, it's all well and good having the man from Guinness. Unless it is Norris McWhirter himself, I'm not really interested.
That's a very, very good point.
Since he died, I'm less interested.
Yeah, I was going to say, notoriously difficult to get these days.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I ask, when you were doing the conga, did you do ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, boof, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, boof, all the way through? Because, I mean, that's like a sort of form of torture, isn't it?
You had to have some semblance of that, but there was no kind of zhuzh to it. There was just step, 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 step to the side, step, 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 step to the side. That was it. It's kind of like a chain gang by the end.
Do you not have like either a cheerleader at the front or a kind of cox at the back to kind of keep you going? Sort of what you need, isn't it?
We were all in fancy dress, so there was some semblance of, oh yeah, they're having a good old time.
Well, that's the great thing about
Crosby.
breaking a world record. You don't worry if you're dead behind the eyes. That's fine. As long
Get
as,
the
the
numbers.
body's doing the thing, yeah.
Which you often are.
Crosby, you saying a cheerleader at the front or a Cox at the back is, I imagine, in all the years I've known you, the longest sporting conversation I've ever heard.
Yeah, I surprised myself there. The Cox has always been a job I've thought, how are you getting away with that?
I've seen enough of Pappies to know that Matthew Crosby is essentially the Cox of Pappies.
The Cox of this sketch comedy group is the person who works the hardest.
Yeah, exactly. The
so
small one who makes sure they go in the right direction.
Absolutely right. The guy who maintains the website.
God, it's very important.
Got to have an online presence.
But do you see yourself as a Cox, Kiri?
Oh,
Yeah.
I definitely am. I'm the person because I'm not the one on stage. I'm definitely the one screaming instructions and sweating, even though I've got no right to. Yeah, that's
So
definitely.
you're the sweaty Cox.
Thank you so much. Yes.
I mean, all of you know that I was just enjoying saying Cox.
Absolutely, yeah.
So let us begin the game. Basically, each contestant will take it in turn to ask a question. The answers will be texted directly to me and only me. I will read them out and the questioner will receive points for every answer they pair with an answer. So basically, the first question is from Rajiv and everyone else will just message me. I will read out those answers. And Raj, you just need to guess who said what.
Brilliant.
So can I take for round one your question, please, buddy?
My question is, what would your commemorative park bench say?
Have you given this thought? Are you someone who kind of hangs around a lot of park benches?
That is how I'm known around town. They say, that's the guy, the long hair, hangs around park benches. Yep, yeah, I know who you mean. I think everybody loves like the cheeky ones. Like you see loads of the ones where it's just like, loved this park. And you think, okay, fine, whatever, lady. But when every now and then you'll see something that's a bit cheeky, like hated this park and everyone in it. Swore a lifelong battle with the pigeons. Looks like the pigeons won. That kind of stuff. I don't know why everyone doesn't just go for cheeky.
Did you conga past quite a few of them, mate?
Yeah, but the thing is, with the pace we were going at, you couldn't stop to read. And I did say, guys, we're missing out. There's some great ones here, but no.
But there must be a world record for most park benches sat on, probably. And
I
if
think
there isn't, we should do it.
Yeah, I think we know what you and Matthew are going to go for now.
I'm happy to do it. As soon as lockdown's over, you and me.
I'll be the Cox for that. I'll just scream at you.
Absolutely,
Sit
yeah.
down.
We'll have you on Bluetooth.
Rajiv, are you ready, sir, for 3 answers?
Let's hear them.
Okay, so this is answer number 1. Sit on me. I'll get as much out of it as you do. Answer number 2, wet paint. And answer number 3, who's that gut lord marching? You should cut down on your pork life, mate. Get some extra.
Very good. Okay,
Nice.
3 very funny, enjoyable. Like those all satisfy my cheeky category. I'd stop and take a photo of those. I think the park life one is Crosby. What else? All right, if that's Crosby, I think that wet paint I'm going to attribute to Ashley, and then that leaves sit on me for Kiri.
Sit on me. I'll get as much out of it as you do.
Yeah, by elimination.
No. I want to.
Nice get out, mate. Nice get out.
He could see my next question brewing in my head. He was like, I'm just going to get in there before that.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, if Kiri is by elimination, then you must have a very specific reason as to why Ashley went for wet paint.
Wet paint, pardon the pun, it's quite a dry joke. And I think that's the energy I've got from Ashley so far.
You
Yeah.
can't Sherlock it, can you? There's not a lot of evidence.
I mean, even if I had all the information in the world, I still couldn't Sherlock it. I don't have the capacity, I'm afraid.
So, Kiri, Raj chose you, in his words, process of elimination.
Yeah, and the process, from what I can gather, is that I'm not capable of being dry. Interesting. Which again, make your own jokes with that. I would put sit on me and we'll both get something out of it.
You are at the start of getting 3 out of 3, which is
Here we
absolutely
go.
brilliant.
All right, feeling good.
Yeah?
That'll
I mean,
do. Even if the other two are wrong, that'll take me to the bank.
Well, funny you should say that, mate, because the other 2 are wrong. Matthew Crosby went for...
I went for wet paint. And it's funny you say Kiri's shocked by that. It's funny that Kiri was offended at not being dry. I was offended at being dry. So, turns out probably just don't bandy the word dry around too much because it's going to upset somebody.
That's fair enough. Lesson learned.
I would have exactly agreed with you, mate. I had that as Crosby's, yeah, and I had the wet paint as Ashley. Oh, wow. It's blowing my mind.
But Ashley, you went for blur. And
Yeah.
was there a reason? Was there like a clue in the get some exercise at the end?
No, that's me copying, pasting badly. I think I'm surprised only on what, I'm not going to criticize Rajiv here, but I think if there were clues, I think, how old are you, Matthew? You're a little bit younger than me.
I'm only a little bit younger than you, so I was a Blur fan.
Right,
I was there for the battle of Blur versus Oasis. I had Park Life at the time.
Yeah.
But also as well, you're dressed like a classic indie boy.
Yeah.
You're basically dressed like Graham Coxon circa
Yeah.
1996. You are,
I'll take that. I like
You
that.
could be playing stereotypes. It's that's the stripes on the card. It's all there.
Exactly. My Vespa's parked outside.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a bonus point to... do you know what? I think I'm going to give it to Ashley. Just hopefully for you to make up for the fact that your copy and paste skills are so dreadful.
When I was doing my GCSE English, one of the we had to analyze a poem, and it ended halfway through, and everyone wrote so much about how this poem came to an abrupt end and what that did to the reader. And it turns out they just hadn't printed the end of it, and most people's entire essay was just around this, like, what a brave move to end it like that and leave the audience not knowing.
We are at the end of round one. The scores are Matthew Crosby is on 0, Kiri Pritchard-McLean is on 0, but in the joint lead, it's Rajiv Karia and Ashley Baker with 1 point each. As we go into round 2, Matthew Crosby, this is your chance, buddy. Your question, please.
What seemingly gross thing do you actually love?
Let's just get into this, mate. What's your problem? What's wrong with you? What's happening?
I think if anything I've learned in lockdown, it's that being indoors, your standards are just generally lower. And I think
You are a fairly new parent.
I am, yes.
And babies are gross.
Yeah, I was thinking, that's the thing. All of the stuff that they produce just doesn't seem to bother you. But if it came from someone who you hadn't created yourself, then it would be really grim.
Yeah. If you were just having a drink with a friend and he threw up all down your front, you'd be like, hey.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I would probably change my jumper. Whereas if Cleo throws up on me, that jumper's going to stay on for another couple of days. Mop it off, it's fine. It's just,
It's already happened now. So if there's more vomit on it, that's fine. You're not ruining a jumper.
It's not a jumper anymore, it's a bib.
So,
Ashley, you've got a few kids.
I have 6, yeah.
Oh, blimey.
Was one of your children definitely grosser than all of the others?
They're equally gross. And they do incredibly gross things. One of my teenagers who is upstairs, he has a room in the loft upstairs, and he wakes up every day at like 5 o'clock, and his room is so horrible and smells so bad. And I banned from the house recently links. Somebody bought links, and it was like when that Alan Partridge, that well smelt voodoo, it's that kind of like smelt it. And I just thought, no, this is not coming in my house. Actually, that is a gross thing I don't secretly love. That is a gross thing I cannot bear. Genuinely, it put me off the idea of ever being a secondary school teacher. Because can you imagine having to smell it the whole time?
Bring in a can of Febreze them down on their way in. Check the temperatures for COVID.
Yeah,
you're good.
I've got a friend who still wears, and he is similar age to me. He's 39, and he still wears Lynx Africa. That's been his fragrance ever. Like he picked a fragrance when he was 12 or 13 and has stuck with it. And he says that this is what he says, but he says he gets a lot of compliments about it because for a lot of people it's quite nostalgic.
Completely.
They give him a hug and they're like, oh, I recognize. Sometimes you can recognize a thing.
Is it Tom Parry?
It is Tom Parry. Of course it's Tom Parry. We all knew that. I don't know why I even pretended for a second that it wasn't him. He's now...
I disagree with this.
Yes, I thought you might.
When I smell Lynx, I'm not like, ooh, nostalgia. I have flashbulb memory, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to have some terrible foreplay inflicted upon me. That's like my instant reaction is like, oh no, I'm about to have someone just...
Kiri, there's a very, very fine line between nostalgia and PTSD. I think that's what he straddles.
Yeah.
Aren't they both brands of Lynx as
They're
well?
also yes.
I've got some answers for you, Crosby.
Right. Here we go.
Would you like dipping toast soldiers into coffee?
Ooh.
Would you like emptying the plug hole of hair, the closest I will get to childbirth?
Right. Okay.
Or would you like pooing in public toilets?
Oh, well, as somebody who's witnessed childbirth secondhand, didn't experience it myself, but I was in the room for 46 hours. I'm going to say you might want to watch a few videos on YouTube, but I think I appreciate the satisfaction of that. If you, because also as well, it's always just pulling out one strand, isn't it? It starts with one small strand and you pull it out and there's a real king rat attached to the, it's like a real kind of bee's nest of hair. Oh, somebody's making a very, now it's I've got to work out now, Rajiv, if that was a,
just when
was
you
that a
said
pleasurable
king rat,
noise?
No, when you said king rat, it really got me think. I hadn't thought about them in a while.
Yeah. The old nest of rats you could find under a rock. I've never found one in the wild.
Man.
But, okay, so that's very good. And then the final one, firstly, whatever the situation, one or two, always the cubicle. It's got to be the cubicle.
Can I just say, for number two, definitely always.
Yes, yeah, sure. I didn't need.
It's just the way you said that. Then it was like, oh, I've got a weird theory for
No.
it.
I'm just
what are
saying.
you doing? Well, all the cubicles were full, so and I just hate going on public toilets, so I'm here at the urinal.
It's the perfect seat, that those cakes will sort of cut through it. It'll be fine. So who is who? I'm going to go Kiri for toast and coffee. I'm going to go. I felt like Rajiv gave himself away when I was talking about the pulling out of the hair. I felt like he made a little noise as if to say very satisfying. Then tried to explain it was all about how he'd never thought about he hadn't thought about king rats for a while. Or is that a bluff on his part? Right, I'm just gonna not gonna think about it anymore. I'm gonna say Ashley is the plug hole, Rajiv is the toilet. And I apologise for the nicknames I've just given you there, but they're going to stick.
Well, let's start right from the beginning. You have gone Kiri for the dipping toast and soldiers into coffee.
Yes.
Kiri, that is something that whoever wrote this thinks is gross, but secretly quite satisfying. Do you dip toast into coffee?
I don't drink hot drinks.
Oh, no. I know I've done badly here. I know.
Oh no! I mean, you've done horrendous, mate. You've got zero.
I've got zero. I know. I've got zero. Yeah. I worked that out.
I can't even work out the order, but basically, you've got literally none of them right.
None of them right. Yes.
Absolutely none of them right.
0 points for Crosby there.
So you went for Kiri for dipping toast.
Yes.
But actually, Kiri, you are emptying the plug hole of hair.
Absolutely live for it.
Right, it is satisfying.
Love it.
Do you keep them, Kiri? Do you dress them up?
Yeah, because it's my partner and I's genetic makeup together, isn't it? So I can be really proud of them.
It's a hair
First
baby.
day at school, I'll take pictures in front of the door with the door number so they can easily be abducted. Yeah, I really go the whole hog.
Just to let you know, I don't get to answer all of these questions, but the thing that I think is gross but secretly quite love is Kiri's description of her hair babies. One of the grossest things I've ever heard in my life. You went for Ashley dipping to no, Ashley was childbirth.
Yeah.
But actually, Ashley, you are pooing in public toilets.
I must clarify this. I'm very particular where, but I have got a list, both in London and New York, of my favourite loos to go to. I absolutely love the Langham Hilton opposite Broadcasting House. They have the only fault.
Wait. Can I just say here, these aren't public toilets. Shitting in the Langham Hilton is a luxury.
Buildings.
Well, not in
Nicer than our own houses, Ashley.
These are buildings you're walking into.
I don't rent I don't take a room for this. Yeah, I know the Langham Hilton, I will fault on the fact that it's downstairs and the internet is spotty because I like to be on the phone. So the trouble is you have to forsake answering your emails, looking at Facebook for a while or what have you. I will sometimes hold it in just and go out for it, enjoy myself. It's a treat.
So you'll leave your own house and travel to the Langham Hilton just to take a shit.
I mean, he does have 6 children.
Exactly.
Yes, fair enough.
Exactly. The bathrooms in my house are horrible.
See,
So
I disagree. I think I'm grosser than you because I disagree that there's a liberating anonymity that goes with the public toilet. Like it's already a disaster when you get there. You can't make it worse.
Kiri, I totally understand your theory. I don't want to go into too much detail here from my own personal experience, but being kind of understanding the concept of anonymity in a public toilet and just absolutely going for it is absolutely fine until you step out of that public toilet and you see Gary Lineker.
To be fair, it wouldn't be the worst shit story Gary Lineker's got. I mean, I'm not playing the sport card there. I'm like you, Matthew. I don't know anything about sport, but I do know that he shat himself on a football game.
Yes, yeah, we all know that because that transcends sport. So basically,
exactly.
Oliver Lineker, it's 1-1. You've seen him, he's seen you.
Matthew, you got no points in that round.
Yeah.
I am giving a bonus point, and I'm giving a bonus point straight away to Kiri Pritchard-McLean. It is quite simple. Kiri's description of the freedom of an anonymous poo absolutely gets her 1 point. So as we go into round 3, Matthew is the only one not to score. Everyone else is on 1 point, and we are going into question number 3 with Ashley Blaker. Your question, please, Ashley.
What TV shows would make the best porn parody, or that you would like to see a porn parody made of? I'm a big fan of the work of Perry and Croft and Jeremy Lloyd and what have you. And I always thought I would love to see some kind of porn versions of all those sitcoms like You Bang My Lord and Are You Being Perved? Possibly a both incest meets colonialism porn film called You Ain't Half Hot Mum.
I've got the best one. I don't think it was ever done, but I did do the warm-up for 10 years on Deal or No Deal, and Feel or No Feel, what's inside your box? I mean, it feels like Deal or No Deal was ready for that, right?
The Deal or No Deal also lends itself because you can go, we got the wanker on the phone. It all works.
Can I just ask, was that a pun on Banker or Noel Edmonds? Sorry, Noel. Just in case. But he isn't. But, just in case. Oh, right, I'm moving on. I've been in a hot tub with him. Okay, moving on. Here we go. 3 answers. The first one is Black Mirror. The second one is Prime Minister's Questions. And the third one is Succession, open brackets, a.k.a. Suck Session, close brackets. What are you thinking, Ashley?
I'm thinking about Prime Minister's questions and just how horrific that would be. Someone like Boris Johnson, but it would be good.
But especially because they're still meant to be socially distancing, so it would just be MPs wanking at each other from 2 meters.
I mean, I find those videos already.
Also, Boris Johnson does sound like it could be a kind of porn star from the 70s.
Oh,
you know, there's something very Boogie Nights about the name Boris.
Black Rod opens Parliament every year. So anyway, Ashley, what are you going for?
There's a lot of options there. Well, let's just cut straight to it then. I'm just going to go on instinct here, and I'm going to say that Succession is coming from Kiri. I think Black Mirror is coming from Matthew, and I think Prime Minister's Questions is coming from Rajiv.
Okay.
And I'm basing that on almost nothing. But you know what? The odds are, you know, it's not a bad. I mean, it's incredible actually that Matthew got 0 on that last one. It is,
Thanks, mate.
Odds are you just, I don't know.
I suppose you are right. I mean, you are right. The odds of Matthew getting 0 out of 3 on a
Pretty
guess
impressive, guys. Pretty impressive.
It is impressive. I'd be really interested to know the odds of 2 people in a row getting 0 because you got 0. You also.
Yes.
There you go. So I'm neither surprised nor, but it just from odds I'm surprised. But I'm not surprised in any other way because it's not like I can kind of go, well, I would have thought he just said that.
It's very impressive. We got Black Mirror was Rajiv, and you didn't go for the. Now, did you go for the pun? Did you go for like a sexy title?
No, I just got to thinking, I think it'd be great. It'd be everything anyone wants. You've got the sci-fi element, you know, guy buys a sex robot. He thinks it's a great idea, but then in the end, the sex robot kills him and takes over his life. And so you've seen a bit of sex, but there's like a technology moral at the end. And you can come away from it being like, I am an intellectual.
I think that's an interesting point as well, because what porn doesn't really have at the moment is making you feel awful about yourself. So
it needs more.
The one thing it really
more.
is lacking. You've actually,
Kiri went Prime Minister's Questions. And Kiri, did you go for this for erotic reasons or comedic reasons?
A bit of both. I've always thought that those sort of like wipe down green leather banquettes they sit on are absolutely wasted. Like, imagine all the like weird repressed sex that has happened from at least one half of that room. So I just think that you'd get loads of sort of like really weird stuff that then you could probably successfully lobby and blackmail people with long term. So yeah, I think it was for greater political gains. I don't know about you guys and your fluffy answers, but I was just trying to make a difference here with erections.
Finally, Succession, aka Succession, was Matthew Crosby. Well done, Crosby, for going for what Ashley wanted, which was the pun, but also spelling it out just in case no one got it.
I know you're a fantastic cold reader, Mark, but I wanted to, at least meet you halfway. But also as well, it's got all of the, now I'm not an aficionado by any means, but it's got a lot of the aspects of modern pornography.
Power dynamics, you want to be CFO, well, you got to give something to me.
You know,
I mean, they're all competing for daddy's love, aren't they? And I mean, that's what could be more? That's the strapline of so many different pornos.
I don't want to do your job for you, Mark, but I think Matthew should get the 1 bonus point there because he's the only one who's gone to the effort of coming up with the pun title.
You're right, but he's made me feel a bit ill. Yeah, well, do you know what, Ashley? This has never been done before. No one has ever told me who to give the bonus point to. But I think mainly because I absolutely love Succession, and I would watch porno with the nephew Greg just on his own. I just think that's absolutely amazing. So yeah, no, I'm giving Matthew. You got no points. Matthew gets 1 point. We are going in to round 4, and everyone.
Thanks, Ashley.
Congratulations.
And everyone, like a slightly unimaginative porn, everyone has been given one. So we are going into the final round proper. Kiri, your question, please.
My question is, all sandwiches are banned except one flavour. What is that flavour?
Kiri, this is what I'm talking about. This is what this format was created for. None of this philosophical shit. None of this humour. This is all about what is the best sandwich.
Yes, shove your porno up your ass, which is probably one already. What I'm interested in is, I think you can tell so much about someone between what they choose to put between two slices of bread and then commit to for the rest of their lives. Because sandwiches are so much about the mood that you're in. So, like, it's going to tell us an awful lot what sandwich people pick, I think.
So what do you want to do then, Kiri? Because of this, do you want me to give you all three of them, or do you want me to give you one at a time so you can really focus on the person's personality?
Give us all three, and then I'll go back through them.
No problem. Instant coffee toasted sandwich.
Okay.
Cheese and onion sandwich.
Okay.
Kinder egg sandwich.
Oh boy. Okay, right. Well, I'm going to go the instant coffee. I feel like Rajiv has talked about coffee a lot, and those two have also said that they don't like coffee. So I'm going to go for you for that, my love. You also reminded me that my partner's brother used to stay up playing computer games when he was like 8 years old, and he used to eat freeze-dried coffee from the jar when he was doing it to keep him awake. Yeah,
what a legend.
He works in accounts now. Yeah. So I think you are definitely the coffee person. Now, the other one was cheese and onion. So that's sort of classic, old school, quite trad, doesn't care about stinking, alienating other people. Also, there's something comforting about nostalgia in that. And then what was the other one?
Kinder egg.
Kinder egg. Okay, absolute wild card there. That is someone who, interesting, they've gone for Kinder egg. It doesn't say if the toy is in the sandwich as well. So maybe this is someone who likes a little bit naughty on the inside, but obviously quite playful at heart. Okay, right. Interesting. I think the Kinder egg sandwich is someone who's given up on everything. So that is a father of six. I think Ashley is the Kinder egg one, and Matthew is the cheese and onion. The
good news is we are not having the statistical improbability of 3 zeros in a row. You did, however, only get one of them right. And the one you got right was Ashley Blaker and the Kinder egg.
Oh my gosh! Why? So you're an instant coffee, Matthew?
I was trying to get inside your head, wasn't I? Yeah. I thought, what would Rajiv put? We know he likes dunking his coffee dunking his toast in instant coffee. I thought, I'll put that. You'll think it's him. You played right into my hands, Kiri.
I can't believe I wandered into it.
I know.
And I can't believe you, Rajiv, absolutely stink.
I just love I love a cheap sandwich. Like I'll just have them in between meals, just walking the streets of London, just because they're £1. And I don't really even eat a mostly vegan diet now, but I'll just never give them up.
That was the end of round 4. Kiri does get a point there. I get to give another point to whoever. Frankly, I mean, I'm going to go Rajiv for the cheese and onion, because I think you're totally right, mate. It's not given enough love in the world.
It's a great standard sandwich.
It really is.
It's delicious, as opposed to an egg mayonnaise, which is a standard sandwich, which is disgusting.
As we go into the final proper round, which is my question, it is Matthew and Ashley on 1 point, Rajiv and Kiri on 2 points. We go into the final round. It is everything to play for. All you have to do now is to take my question. You answer it. Rajiv, if you wouldn't mind reading out all of the answers people send in, that would be lovely. So, and then I guess, and you get a point if you fool me. And my question is, which television chef do you think should be the president of the world? Okay, this is always the bit that I worry about, because I can never see any of the messages coming in. Right. I'm hoping that I can use the reflection on Rajiv's glasses to see if I can see the names. Have you got some answers coming through, buddy?
I've got all 4 answers.
Oh, wow.
So here we go. Marlon Dingle, benevolent leader Ainsley Harriott, Rusty Lee, a pissed up Delia Smith.
Okay, I am going Rusty Lee, just because it is a 1980s reference, is going Ashley Blaker. I'm quite happy with that. A pissed up Delia Smith. I'm going the fact that she's literally sat in front of a fake pub. I'm going Kiri Pritchard-McLean. Someone Dingle.
Marlon Dingle.
Okay, I don't know who that is, but
From Emmerdale.
Okay, so I'm going you. And Ainsley Harriott, I'm going Matthew Crosby. Those are my 4 guesses. How many have I got?
You have got 1 right out of the 4.
Shit.
I mean,
Is one of those one? Is one of them yours?
I hate to toot my own horn here, but there was some fantastic bluffing there by me. Because I didn't say Marlon Dingle. I just know that he was on Emmerdale.
I mean, whoever played that, genius. You and your bluffing, genius. So I don't know so one of you is an absolute. Can I just say my 1 is Rusty Lee, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
So I got 1 right. So Ashley gets no points, but everyone else fooled me. So,
Kiri was Marlon Dingle.
Are you an Emmerdale fan, Kiri?
No, but I am aware that he is the chef at the Woolpack, because I love a pub quiz.
A pissed up Delia Smith was Matthew Crosby.
I thought I'd go for a semi-sporting one, once again, to throw you off.
And I don't think a pissed up Delia Smith. I don't think Marlon Dingle. I don't think Rusty Lee. I do, however, think Ainsley Harriott would be an amazing president of the world.
It's because he's really kind on the surface, but if someone told you he had a terrible past, you'd believe it in a second, which is exactly what we need from a dictator. Very friendly and smiley in the front, and out the back, shooting people in the back of the head.
That is the end. That's the end of the game. And the final scores: Ashley is on 1, Matthew Crosby is on 2. But your joint winners of this week's Who Said That, Kiri Pritchard-McLean and Rajiv Karia on 3 points each.
Well done, mate.
Yes,
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much for playing. Thank you very much for joining me today. The wonderful Ashley Blaker, the wonderful Matthew Crosby, and your joint winners, Rajiv Karia and Kiri Pritchard-McLean. Thank you for watching Who Said That?